What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today on the FIREBAT mini PC, and today we're gonna have a look at Fate Samurai Remnant. And apparently, Misty has come to join us. What you doing over there, Misty? Are you gonna show that thing who's boss? That's a good girl scratching where you should. I think she wants to play. All right, well, I'll play as soon as I get this intro done, and then I'll get into the gameplay. But anyway, so basically, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna probably play 1080p, 900p, and 720p. Just like we did on the Ally X, just to see how it does. Now the Ally X couldn't quite maintain 60 1080p with everything on high, but it seemed to do pretty good. It's 900p with everything on medium, and now that I know about all those settings, I'm sure even the Steam Deck could have gotten 60, but when I went into the settings on that one, I didn't have all those settings, so I don't know what the hell was up with that. That was some weird shit. So of course, if anybody wants me to redo the Steam Deck video and try and get like 60 FPS, I don't mind at all, but I figure with a video game like this, it's probably not going to be very popular. But I like doing obscure games like this, because not a lot of the big time YouTubers do that. If they do gameplay videos and stuff, they'll usually stick with AAA titles and, you know, maybe the top 10 most popular Steam chart games or something like that. They're not going to be doing games like this. So that's where I feel like I can fill in that little niche thing, you know? So with that all out of the way, let's go hop into the game, and I hope that OBS will let me record today. Yesterday it did that crap when I was trying to record where it just did a black screen with sound. I don't know what's up with that, but it worked with other games, so hopefully it'll work with this one. So let's go find out.
Alright, here's the settings we're going to try first. It probably won't work, just like it didn't on the Ally X, seeing as though that thing is much more powerful than this thing. But I'm still curious how it will stack up. Usually this thing is right in between the Ally X and the Steam Deck, which makes sense. But there we go. That's all the settings. Game time. Alright, we'll start right at the beginning, just like we did on the Steam Deck and the Ally X. And all of them got 60 at this part too, but once we get to the actual fighting, that's what I'm interested in. Another point of interest, you say? He never found his body. Well, then that tells me he is more than likely still alive. It's a cat. Alright, looks like, while recording anyway, we're going to be right at around a 30 FPS experience, which is still more than playable. Could be spots in the game it might drop under that, though, so just be aware of that. Oh, I just heard my oven click, so that means I can put my garlic bread in the oven. I already know how to do that from the other systems. Wonder what other ones I'll get. Probably all of the elements, I would imagine. Deadly attacks, eh? All we gotta do is hit Y. They just keep on a-coming, don't they? Now we're gonna do 900p with middle settings. So there we go. Let's go to the second screen here. Check out all the settings that changed. And there's one last screen over here. Normally I'd turn depth of field off, but I already know going through the presets I'd tick it back on and forget to turn it off anyway. I'll turn that off when I play for real, when I just play by myself, you know? Alright, here we are, 900p. We'll start at the same spot. The dude talking to the old man at the fire. And then we'll get a little fighting gameplay in too. This part's always been 60 on everything because it's easy to run. In fact, this might just be pre-rendered. Well, no, I don't think it is. But there's so little going on, I don't think it's too hard to run. But once we get to the actual fighting, I'm thinking now we'll be like right around 40 FPS probably. We were right around 30 before with 1080p high. The bandits.
藩の足軽が手を焼く山賊を一人で返り討ちだ。いたらそれこそ噂の武芸者。
Musashi.
待てよじいさん。ヤゴロ一味は死んだんだよな。ならガキはどうなったんだ。一人だけ。
それがな、死んではいないが。ヤゴロたちと一緒にその
And now the chase ensues.
Pretty cool intro thing. Almost makes you feel like you're actually running away from somebody. More are coming. Oh yeah, we seem to be right around 40 FPS. Which is still more than playable, definitely a little smoother. It doesn't look too awful different, really. But blow is the way to go if you want like 60 FPS, and it still might drop here and there, but that's the closest you're gonna get. Alright though, let's move on. Here we go, 720p with everything on low. At least the low graphics preset anyway. And there we go. Let's go see how it does. Here we go with a little low now. This part always gets 60, so.
何も落ちちゃいねえじゃねえか。
It's just the very beginning of the game, basically, so I just like starting there.
この夜何日か経ってな、あるのは。
なんだいそれ。
まあな、他に面白いこと、後に港ことはすべて一人の名字玉坂立ち寄った旅人が町を通り過ぎるよ。
そいつはいい。藩の足軽が手を焼く山賊を一人で返り討ちだ。そんな流れ者がいる？いたらそれこそ噂の武芸者。あれ、待てよじいさん。ならガキはどうなったんだ？
それがな、死んではいないが生きてもいない。矢五郎たちと一緒。
Alright, after this chase scene here, then we actually get into the real battle, and we can see what kind of frames we get. Keep in mind we are using OBS, so that is bound to take a few FPS away, and it completely depends on what game you're playing on, how many FPS it's going to take away. It's not always just a, oh, always 5, or oh, always 10, you know? They did a great job with the opening thing here. But as you can see, it's doing a pretty good job now. It does drop every once in a while still, but alright, cool, water stance time. That's my favorite stance, so far anyway. Let's see if that stays true to the end of the game when I actually play the game. Alright, moving on.
Alright, let's get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay now. Do a little Valor strike. And it seems like we can actually stay around 60 FPS. Once we put everything on 720p and low. Ah, it's this guy. All right. Yep. Yeah, sometimes the button is a little delayed. Gonna take some getting used to dodge. It's not quite as quick as like a roll. Damn. Oh, looks like he's already had enough. Well then. Does not appear to have done anything. Liberator, you say?
宮本伊織殿、この度は誠に申し訳ないが、ゆえあってお命をいただく。俺はまだ死ぬわけにはいかない。
And then it's time for the beginning opening, which seems to have sound and all that stuff. Sometimes these things don't, so figured I'd sit here for a second or two. Seems to work though, at least this one. So now let's just skip that real quick. Get back into the game, get a little bit more actual gameplay here. Well, more like talking really. I guess we're gonna go to a precursor of what happened prior to all this. And he has not eaten yet. Alright though, I think this is a great opportunity to go wrap this video on up. Well alright guys, that is a wrap for Fate Samurai Remnant, and it did alright, you know, at 1080p and 900p, but we weren't able to get close to 60 with either of those. But they were still more than playable, I might add. But if you put it to 720p and use the low preset, it seemed to pretty much stay at 60 the whole time. It seemed like that stopped getting over the 4 gigabytes of VRAM limit too, which I still don't understand why I have when I set it to 8, but hey, I guess that's what it wants to do, and there doesn't seem to be any way to make it stop, at least none that I can see. Obviously, if anyone got any suggestions on that, please let me know. But I think the only solution is probably get a little external GPU for it, which I might get. But I don't really want to get one of those like super expensive portable ones that cost like $700 and all it is a 68 or a 6700M or something, not even. I think it was like a 6600M, something like bottom of mid-range, and it's like almost $1,000. It makes sense, it's got portability and stuff, so I see you pay more for portability, but I'd rather get one of those like ghetto-ass looking like things that you just put a power supply on, put a freaking GPU on, and just let it go. That's my basic plan, but I'm gonna wait a little while because I think I got a nice GPU lined up because one of my friends wants to get one of my 4090s off me when I upgrade to a 590, so I'll probably just take his 3090 off him as half the payment or something like that, whatever it's worth at the time when this all happens, and then I can use that 3090 on this guy in a little external GPU enclosure. That'll probably be way too much GPU for this thing and the connector for that thing, but hey, I want to try it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Game runs pretty decently on here, and that's what matters. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.